everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do an unboxing and a quick walkthrough of the Native American Tarot. I had mentioned on my channel that I have a deck that I really love. It's the Vision Quest Tarot, and one of my friends told me that this was another great Native American themed deck, so I thought I'd grab it. It's readily available on Amazon and also from Scarabeo. So let us take a quick look at it. Let's see, let me zoom in a little. Tarot knowledge combined with the shamanism of Native Americans. Wisdom and strength come from harmony with the forces of nature. 78 meditative cards with instructions. I have a feeling that I'm going to really love this artwork. Laura Tuan, artwork by Sergio Tiselli. Okay. I really love my Vision Quest. I use that pretty regularly. Now the Vision Quest is more or less more in the Thoth tradition than the Rider-Waite-Smith, and I'm not sure about this deck. If this is based more on Rider-Waite tradition or exactly what, but we'll find out here together. So it comes in this nice tuck box. The cards are also shrink wrapped. But it's so much fun to unbox a new deck. Okay, I had to go get my trusty shears because it just is not coming apart on its own. Alrighty. So it does come with this little white book. As is typical of Scarabeo, it's in several different languages. So we have English, Italian, Espanol, Francais, and Deutsch. A little bit about this particular deck. When the people of the prairie lost their prairies, when the people of the buffalo lost their buffalo, and with them all of the battles, the prophecy of the Kiowa tribe seemed final. The sacred circle of the history of Native Americans was interrupted. On the snow of Wounded Knee, not only were hundreds of warriors killed, an entire world, along with its culture, rituals, and faith, were defeated. And yet many years after that night, increasing interest and respect for the Native American civilization leads to the thought that the wound inflicted on the circle at that time is now slowly healing, and that Native American spirituality, on the other hand never assuaged, is back on track. Edward Goodbird, warrior of the Hidatsa tribe, writes, "Everything in the world is living, has its own spirit. The sky has a spirit, the clouds have a spirit, the sun and the moon have their own spirits. The same is true for animals, trees, grass, water, and stone. Everything. These spirits are our gods. If we pray to them to make offerings to them, they help us when we are in need. When the Algonquin turned to Manitou, the Sioux to Wakantanka, the Hidatsu to Xupa, and the Iroquois to Orenda, they turned to the power of the marvelous and the exceptional present in man, in plants, in animals, or in the buzzing of insects, in which the wise person recognizes the voices of the gods." So then we've got a couple of sentences on each card. And this is specific to this deck. It's not just a generic little white book like you sometimes get. Okay, so let's take a look now at the cards themselves. I'm going to set the box aside. I love that box. It's really beautiful. Here are the card backs. It's a lovely image. It looks kind of like a gemstone. The cards themselves are flexible, yet they feel rather nice and sturdy. I like this cardstock. It's very nice. Okay, so this is just going to be a very quick walkthrough. And I'm going to take them as they are packaged here. Father Sky, okay. So I take it that the the suits, here we have the Major Arcana. And then we have Chalices for cups. We have Pentacles for pentacles or coins. We have Wands. And we have Swords. So pretty much the suits are traditional. Alrighty. Here we have the Fool. Wow, isn't that beautiful? The Magician. And that's the same images on the back of the box. The High Priestess with her papoose. So like you see in most low Scarabeo decks, we've got the name of the card in different languages on the corners, which can be a little distracting, but it's not too bad. Boy, that's a beautiful image. That is really beautiful. Next we have the Empress. She looks very serene. Here we have the Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. That's pretty interesting. She's got a rabbit, and we've got these two guys here in front of her. I don't know what they're searching for. This must have a story behind it. Let me see what there is in the little white book about this Lovers card. Let's see, the twins, the Lovers. They create the earth by moving the mud and nourish it with the plant of continuity, maize. Eternity and change, sunrise and sunset, pursue each other in the two suns that shine on their heads. Oh yes, isn't that amazing? That's an interesting card. Number 7, the Chariot. The sacred path, the Chariot. To the east is the road that leads afar. To the south, the road of the innocence of the heart. To the west, that of inwardness. And to the north, that of wisdom. The Great Spirit remains at the center. Love that. That is just beautiful. I can tell I'm going to need the guidebook for this deck. Number 8, the totem pole, or justice. The totem pole signifies brother, sister, and is the guarantor of strength and protection that must, however, be reciprocated by submitting to the rules and prohibitions expressed by the totemic power. Sort of gives you that impression of a council, which does fit in with the idea of justice. Number 9, the Hermit. Wow, that's a lovely card. And we have called this Hermit card Takeomal, the Wayfarer, the Hermit. The old wayfarer, the pilgrim that lives in the skies far from humans, is also a creator, he who sowed the world, and who, with the rain, or the ribbon, makes nature fruitful. Oh, so that ribbon represents rain. Very interesting. Okay. Well, there is our hermit. And number 10, the medicine wheel, in place of Wheel of Fortune. The 12 sectors of the wheel, the 7 arrows, the 7 stars, and the guardians of the 4 directions. The world is a sacred, geometric figure, and the number is its representation. Very nice. We've got animals representing the elements. Water, the otter. Air or sky with the bird. I imagine fire is the snake and earth is the turtle or tortoise. I don't know a turtle from a tortoise, so you'll have to forgive me there. Number 11 is Wakantanka, or strength. The great spirit of the Sioux, the intense and dangerous power of the marvelous, the subtle energy that permeates all beings and periodically renews itself. Wow, that's a gorgeous strength card. I love it. Next comes the Hanged Man. Wagachun, two-faced tree, the Hanged Man. The cosmic tree, axis of the world on which the shaman climbs until he reaches the heavens, while its roots penetrate into the underworld. The red and black rings symbolize the alternation of life and death, day and night, sky and earth, the polarity of the cosmos. There is a lot of detail in these cards. That's just spectacular. So that is the Hanged Man. And he's not just hanging there passively, he's pouring water. He's got a lot going on down below here. 13 is death, or the calendar. 3 different kinds of calendars, 3 cycles that are intertwined. A 60-year solar calendar, a monthly calendar, and a lunar calendar. The sun and the moon are the hands of the sky and the clocks of our lives. So the death card here is sort of representing the idea of time passages. Death. Okay. Next we have Temperance, which is Hunkapi, or brotherhood. The rite that simulates birth through the intertwined arms and legs of the sprinkling of water that gives life. 2 strangers thus become brothers. Very interesting concept. Probably some sort of a fable, Indian fable, represented in the card. Number 15, the devil, or Wanagi Yuhapi, the dance of the spirits. The devil. Warriors and spirits dance together the dance of life. There is no separation of worlds. The energy is one and connects everything. Next comes the Tower, Kachina. The Kachinas, spirits of invisible life forces, help the gods maintain the cosmic order and transport the desires of men upward, staging pranks and punishing the wicked as well. The stars. Morning star. It announces the rebirth of day and life. The stars are eyes for the world and nourishment for the sun that the young girl feeds with her own blood. Number 18, we have Vision Quest, or the moon. The sacred pipe supplies the inner vision kindled by the moon. Its light is reflected by the lake where the salmon of knowledge swims. The moon. Well, they've got the dogs howling at the moon. Very interesting. A couple of trees there instead of towers. Here is the sun. Wi Wan Yag Wach Ipi, or sun dance, the sun. The ecstatic experience, spread by song and dance, draws in everyone. The drum is the heart of the cosmos that beats incessantly to maintain life. The center pole is the axis of the world along which the sky communicates with the earth. Then we have Judgment, which is Tirawa and the cosmic buffalo. The buffalo goddess gave men the sacred pipe and dictated the 7 sacred ceremonies. Periodically losing a leg, the buffalo marks the cosmic rhythm. When the last one is also consumed, the world is destroyed, but rises again with the rebirth of the animal. All right, then we have the world. That is Ta'awi Cha Loan, the ball game, the world. The ball is the sun that rolls in the sky and gives life to the 4 elements. The crystal, the tobacco plant, the smoking pipe, and the pitcher, or rather, air, earth, fire, and water. So that is the world. I like that card. Most of these I'm sort of having a hard time connecting with as far as the tarot. Okay, then we move on to the suit of chalices, which correspond to the zodiacal animals and water. So I'm not going to read these, and let me just go back. I'll go back since I did the rest of the major arcana, and we'll go through what the book tells us about the first 2 or 3. Here's the Fool. The divine trickster, the fool. The god with the head of a coyote is the anti-hero, the transgressor, the rebel that disrupts and mocks. He finds the keys to life in laughter. Changing molds overcomes rigidness and death. Let's see, then we have the magician, which is Coco Pelli. The demiurge, the magician. The shaman god controls both the cosmic order, the turtle, and chaos, the coyote, in order to supervise creation. The high priestess, the mother of maize and tobacco. The high priestess. From Mother Earth comes life, epitomized by maize, continuity, and tobacco. She indicates rebirth through an encounter with the divine, which is realized by traveling the labyrinth of oneself. And then we have the Empress, which is Isnati Awikaloan, female intuition. The Empress. The moon and the bear allude to the feminine creative power based on weaving. To renew tradition, bringing a new energy, one must approach it with the pure heart. So I don't believe I went through every single one of the majors there, but you can kind of get an idea of the feel of the deck, the flavor. So let's go a little more quickly through the minors. Chalices. Here we have Ace of Chalices, 2 of Chalices. Oh, look at the reflection. Isn't that sweet? I like that card. 3 of Chalices or Cups. 4 of Cups. 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups. 7 of Chalices or 7 of Cups. I think it's going to be very difficult for me to read with this deck. Here's the 8 of Chalices. You'd have to really sit with this deck and study it for a while, because you'd have to really know what the images they chose, the purpose that they wanted to portray. It's a lot different than having a 9 and you recalling your numerological correspondences that you may have learned. You can't just do that. You have to kind of look at their image and think, why did they choose this image? Here's the Nine of Cups. Does not give me a warm, fuzzy feeling, so here is the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups. The Knave of Cups, or Chalices. Looks like a beaver. Knight of Chalices. Queen of Chalices. And the King of Chalices, or King of Cups. Again, I don't really, it doesn't seem cohesive to me. This is more like a King of Wands or a King of Pentacles. Nothing watery about the image. The same with this one. I don't know. Okay, moving on to Pentacles. There's the Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Not traditional images at all. The Six of Pentacles. I would have to relearn my whole notion of what the cards in tarot mean to work with this deck. Seven of Pentacles. Here is the Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles. Knave of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Well, he is writing something, so that's kind of brings up the image of a knight to me. Although a bird would be more swords than pentacles. But there is the Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. She's got the sunflowers like you would expect a Queen of Wands. King of Pentacles. Here's Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. Okay, I don't understand the message behind that at all. And I'm not going to look up every single one in the book. Three of Wands. I like that. That to me does speak to the Three of Wands. Sending out your message to the universe and waiting for a return. Here is the Four of Wands. I can kind of relate that to Four of Wands, where you normally see the Four Wands, a celebratory garland. This looks like they might be getting ready to have some kind of a party. Five of Wands. Six of Wands. The Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. This is a deck that would have been really aided by having some keywords. Nine of Wands. And Ten of Wands. I love the images, don't get me wrong. It's just I'm having a hard time getting messages that connect to the card with this particular image they chose. Here's the Knave of Wands. Knight of Wands. That's a great image for that card. The Queen of Wands. That also is a good image. And the King of Wands. Then we move on to swords. Here is the Ace of Swords. Got a lot of busy work going on here. I'm not sure even what it's showing, much less what it means. Ace of Swords, pardon me, Ace of Swords. The Two of Swords. Mr. Gobbler Turkey, the Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. I like that. Six of Swords. That could represent Six of Swords in my mind. Here is the Seven of Swords. Kind of a trickster or deceiver. So in that case, I can see the Seven of Swords there. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. 10 of Swords. Knave of Swords. Oh, another great knight. That's a good Knight of Swords. Be nice if there was a sword on him someplace. I don't even see a sword. But there is the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Swords. Oh, I like that. Spinning the web there with the spider. And the King of Swords. I like that image also. To me, a bird represents swords, and that is definitely the King of Swords. All right, then we have, it looks like a couple of bonus cards. Mother Earth and Father Sky. I love those. So there is a quick walkthrough. I just opened the deck. I haven't correlated the book with the images. When I do, I would certainly have to somehow put keywords onto these cards, because otherwise I will be lost. So if you have this deck and you can offer me some insight, let me know. Otherwise, I'd have to say this is one that I really regret purchasing. I love the images. From the art standpoint, they're beautiful, and I like to look at them, but as far as a tarot deck, quite a few, I'd say more of these than not, do not impart to me the message that I'm supposed to have for that card. So that's a beautiful one. I have to say that I do not care for this deck. I love my Vision Quest Tarot. It's like one of my favorite decks ever. Those cards seem to impart the essence of the meaning of each card, and plus they also have little keywords on them as well. So I would choose that deck over this any day. Just my personal opinion. I also have a review of the Vision Quest on my channel. If you'd like to see it, just take a look at that. Take care and have a pleasant evening. Good night.